the 24-hour mark. You've been awake for 24 hours, just one missed night of sleep. No big deal, right? But inside your brain, the alarms are already blaring. Your reaction time drops by 25%, matching the impairment of someone legally drunk. The prefrontal cortex, the part that handles logic, focus, and self-control, starts to dim. You feel wired but tired. Adrenaline keeps you moving, but neurons are misfiring, skipping signals and forgetting commands. Simple tasks feel harder, words slip away mid-sentence, and time starts to stretch and blur. Your body, sensing danger, floods your bloodstream with stress hormones like cortisol, tricking you into thinking you're fine. You're not. Decision-making falters, patience thins, and emotions start to leak through the cracks. You're still functional, but just barely. And if you push past this point into the 36-hour zone, your brain begins faking alertness while secretly falling apart. The 36-hour zone. At 36 hours without sleep, your body goes rogue. Cortisol floods your system while dopamine spikes, creating a cruel illusion of energy. You feel strangely alert, even euphoric, but your brain is running on fumes. Behind the surface, neurons misfire, and memory centers in the hippocampus start to go offline. You begin skipping microseconds of awareness, called microsleeps. They last only a fraction of a second, but they're enough to make you forget where you were going or drift off at a red light. Your attention span? Gone. Your creativity? Muted. Your sense of humor? Questionable. At this stage, your body temperature drops, digestion slows, and balance falters. The mind feels alive, but it's just adrenaline puppeteering exhaustion. You're not awake. You're simulating it. And by the 48-hour mark, the simulation breaks. The body stops pretending, and the brain begins to shut down in slow motion. The 48-hour breakdown. 2 full days awake, and now your brain begins to eat itself. Literally. Glial cells, the brain's cleanup crew, start stripping away worn-out neural connections faster than they can be rebuilt. Reaction time doubles, short-term memory collapses, and speech starts to slur. You forget what you were doing mid-action, not from distraction, but from neurological decay. The amygdala, your emotional center, goes into overdrive, while the prefrontal cortex, your rational gatekeeper, goes offline. The result? Irritability, paranoia, and poor judgment. Even basic tasks like counting or reading become unreliable. Physically, your body temperature drops again, blood pressure rises, and pain sensitivity increases. Your immune system falters. It's like running an overheating machine without coolant. Everything still moves, but something deep inside is grinding down. Your brain is now fighting for control of reality. And if you keep pushing to 72 hours, that control starts to slip as your waking mind begins to dream. The 72-hour point. At 72 hours without sleep, reality begins to fracture. The line between waking and dreaming dissolves, and your brain starts generating hallucinations, flickers of light, phantom sounds, or shadowy figures in the corner of your vision. You're not imagining it, your brain is. Deprived of REM sleep, the mind tries to dream while awake. Random bursts of theta waves, the kind seen during early sleep, invade conscious thought. You might feel detached from your own body, as if you're watching someone else live your life. Time becomes elastic. Minutes feel like hours, or vanish entirely. Emotionally, you swing between laughter and panic without warning. Logic disappears, replaced by instinct. You're still technically awake, but the waking brain is collapsing into chaos, blending dreams with reality in self-defense. You've reached the border of consciousness, but the damage doesn't stop here. Inside your body, your emotions follow, raw, unstable, and uncontrollable. The emotional overload. Sleep deprivation doesn't just exhaust you, it rewires who you are. After days awake, the amygdala, your brain's emotional amplifier, becomes hypersensitive, while the prefrontal cortex, the logic filter, goes quiet. You stop regulating emotion and start reacting to it. Small frustrations spark outbursts. Jokes feel like insults. You might cry, laugh, or rage within seconds. Studies show that a sleep-deprived brain responds to stress up to 60% more intensely. The result is pure volatility. emotional static where rational thought used to be. Meanwhile, empathy fades. Your ability to read faces or interpret tone drops dramatically, which is why sleep-deprived people often feel isolated or misunderstood. In extreme cases, this emotional distortion mimics symptoms of anxiety, mania, or even mild psychosis. The body is awake, but the personality isn't. And as your mind unravels, the rest of your body joins the rebellion. Your organs, muscles, and cells begin to fail in slow motion. The physical toll. After days awake, your body enters survival mode. Blood pressure climbs as your heart pumps harder to keep oxygen flowing to a fading brain. Muscles weaken, reflexes slow, and coordination starts to crumble. The nervous system can't keep signals straight anymore. Your balance falters, eyes twitch, and fine motor control vanishes. Even your skin dulls, and wounds heal slower because collagen production nearly stops. The body is no longer maintaining itself. It's rationing energy, diverting everything to the organs that matter most. Meanwhile, metabolism burns through reserves, spiking cortisol and breaking down tissue for fuel. You start overheating one minute and shivering the next. Every system is compensating, and every one of them is losing. You're still alive, but the cost is enormous. And while the body weakens, the immune system collapses, opening the door for everything you've fought to keep out. The immune shutdown. At this stage, your immune system waves the white flag. Sleep isn't just rest, it's maintenance. During deep sleep, your body releases cytokines, the molecules that hunt infections and heal damage. Without sleep, cytokine production crashes, white blood cells lose coordination, and inflammation runs wild. You become a walking target. Cold viruses, bacteria, even latent infections like herpes or shingles can flare up. Studies show that just 1 week of restricted sleep cuts antibody response by up to 50%. Even vaccines work worse when you're exhausted. The body, trying to compensate, triggers constant low-grade inflammation, which feels like having the flu without the fever. Every breath, every heartbeat costs more energy than it should. Your defenses are down, and your body knows it. But even after the sickness passes, the scars of sleeplessness remain, aging faster, remembering less, and thinking slower. The long-term fallout. Chronic sleep deprivation doesn't just ruin days, it rewires decades. The hippocampus, the brain's memory vault, stops consolidating information properly. You forget names, directions, even simple routines. Over time, that neural chaos builds up, linked to higher risks of Alzheimer's, dementia, and depression. Meanwhile, your body ages in fast forward. Without nightly cellular repair, DNA damage accumulates, collagen breaks down, and telomeres, the protective caps on your chromosomes, shorten. It's like burning a candle from both ends. Every night you skip sleep. Long-term deprivation also drives weight gain, diabetes, and heart disease. The brain demands sugar for emergency energy, and the body obliges, flooding the bloodstream with glucose and fat. You're tricked into survival mode, permanently. You don't just lose sleep, you lose time. Sleep isn't optional, it's architecture, because the longer you go without it, the less human you become. See you in the next video. Some people step outside in summer and walk back in covered in bites. Others, not a single mark. The difference might live in your DNA.